This is the worst part of Deepwoken progression. I don't know about you, but here's what I think. What's up guys, it's Punchy, and yeah, I make a lot of builds. My entire channel's focus is basically around builds. Many of them are very weird and unconventional, stuff you wouldn't see every day in Deepwoken. On several of these different builds, I represent characters from various anime, and to make these impossible characters, I oftentimes get seemingly random mantras with all sorts of different stats and attunements. I genuinely don't think Deepwoken progression is that difficult if you have experience, and yeah, it's kind of straightforward. I usually start my progression with the trial of 1, head on over to Lower Arisia and straight to Hive, then I'm doing bosses until I'm maxed out. I guess it could be Duke or Etheron, you know, stuff like that. It's not that tough, but it can be confusing for newer players. I will say, the most important tool in your entire progression is of course the Mystic. The Mystic NPC, which should be inside of your guild base, can specify the next talent tree that you'll be rolling as well as some of your mantras. Rare talents are not affected by this tool, but it's integral for making a build without wasting your own time. During your progression, the Mystic is there to ensure you build the talents you need, and I never want to go back to Deepwoken without this option. So, that being said, it's very overpowered and valued for build makers. But here's the issue, the mantra option from the Mystic really ain't all that. It wasn't good before this update, and here's why. So interacting with this NPC allows you to pick a certain star rating of your next mantra, but it only affected one of the mantra cards rolled, which would be on the far left. So this brings me around to the main argument about Deepwoken progression. So what is the worst part? I genuinely think that getting knowledge specifically for mantra rerolls is the most annoying and frustrating part of making a build. Talent rerolls at shrines are pretty easy to interact with because the talent Mystic has a large influence on what you roll. For example, oh, you want the duelist talents, here you go, you can pick that, but the only option you have with the mantra Mystic is the star rating of your next mantra cards. In many instances, you will roll the same mantra several times in a row, and that can be the worst. So farming for knowledge isn't really the issue. Yeah, doing layer 2 can be irritating on a weird anime build, but the main problem has to do with re-rolling mantras at the shrine and how bad that is. So far, these changes are positive and in the right direction, but I think the mantra Mystic could receive an option that lets the player pick both the star rating and the attunement or stat for that mantra. After that's in place, it almost negates the entire issue of farming knowledge for mantra rerolls because some of the RNG is prevented, but that's my take on the worst part of Deepwoken progression, and please let me know what you think down below. Don't take my opinion as fact, but trust me, I make a ton of builds almost constantly. So as always, make sure to like and subscribe, and have a good one. It's punchin' time.